But after scrimming some of the teams, they decided to actually drop out over to Spastic, or was that?
No, that was Echo Arena. That was Arena.
Okay.
That was not combat. So no, Spastic Crabs did qualify through in some kind of relatively close games towards the end.
It was last week. It was long.
Yeah. 2 weeks ago, I think. Now it's last chance qualifiers. Was it? They would.
No, I mean you told me last week.
Oh yes,
I mean yes, this morning is a long time ago for me actually.
Yeah, no worries. So yes, we're going to be getting into the first game today with Gravity versus Blerst. Gravity on the offensive side, Blerst on the defensive side. You can see Blerst kind of setting up in their positions, looking to hold. Now, Blerst generally try and have quite an aggressive hold on this first point, but they're very familiar with playing against Gravity through scrims, so it's going to be really interesting to see what they try and do now. You can see them kind of grouping up into pairs, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. They're holding on this kind of these two high positions. Gravity now coming out into this first choke. We'll have to see what they can do.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like these are the two teams that are most likely to be representing the European region when we get to the finals in just about 2 weeks. Would you disagree with that, or would you agree with that?
I'd say they're definitely the two favourites coming into today. I mean, looking at the results over the course of the season, especially kind of in the most recent history, they've had quite dominant victories across the board. It's always been these two teams back and forth in first and second position, so you would definitely argue they're the favourites, but as we kind of saw last week as well, being the favourite doesn't necessarily mean all it's cut out to be. So, yeah, so we'll just have to wait and see, really. But yeah, this should be the clash of the EU Titans on paper, so we'll just have to wait and see what both these teams do. Looks like Gravity's trying to like slow play this, get a pick off. They do get an initial pick, so it looks like they're now trying to pressure up. It looks like they're going to get another kill, so this is starting to unhinge the defensive Blast here, and will leave one man left alive on their side, but there's going to be a staggered kill there going down, and Gravity will be able to push this up onto the first point.
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused, actually, considering there was a player. I want to say that was Adalego, towards the south side, and he got a 3v1 against him, but there was no backup on the side of Blerst. No, like, they didn't, go into that direction to help him out. He didn't have the phase shift to get away, so I'm really confused on why he got picked off so easily.
Yeah, a lot of damage coming out here, though, from Blerst. Both sides, actually. Healing from Blerst seems to be much more effective, though. They're now back up to full, and they are going to take that in a 2-0 fashion. So good hold from, 2-1 fashion, actually. So they are going to hold on to that, fortunately. They're going to be holding this at the kind of in the tunnel, which is interesting because we don't see a lot of teams holding here. So we'll have to see what Gravity does. Ducky going very low very quickly and going down. Lego also being responded on, and Gecko taking some damage. Flush also going down. So this is like trades left, right, and center. Boop and I believe two members left of Blast. It looks like they will be able to hold this off again. So yes, another successful hold from Blast. There are 3 minutes and 30 seconds, or 3 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock though. And generally, if Gravity can get past this first push, they can get it onto that next point just because the distance isn't that great for this point.
Gonna have to do this. It's Blerst.
Blerst, yeah.
Blerst. I know they're blasting in my eyes as well.
Oh, okay.
We do see, well, speaking of Blast, a big engagement actually come in. Somehow Blerst have actually been able to get behind Team Gravity as they push forward aggressively, trying to punish the defense from holding into this tight tunnel position. However, down to a 2-on-2 and now a 2-on-1. It looks like Blerst again is going to be able to maintain this position and hold Derval alone against two. No real chance for him. But now the reinforcements have come back in out of Gravity. The payload should start to move, and they have dislodged Blerst from the position they were in. I wonder if Gravity's going to try to get aggressive off this to lock down that solid tunnel control.
Okay, so Gravity do get an initial pick right here. It looks like what Gravity is they're trying to play the man advantage game. I mean, they're aware that they only need to win one fight in full. So they're basically taking every fight they can with the angle that, okay, as long as we win one of these, we're in a good position. That said, Blast getting some good damage in. I believe that's actually nearly getting some extra damage onto the point there. That is going to stagger this. Ducky now looks like he might be overcommitting here. Yeah, he is going to get taken out. And this is going to be kind of a staggered defense here from Blast. Gravity did push the payload up to the very end of the tunnel, meaning that they're kind of even more in that position of they just need to win one big fight, get that one full team wipe, and they're good to go. But Blast doing a good job holding this so far.
Thing is, going through these tunnels, there's a lot of splash damage they can take too. Look how far and aggressive they are. They actually trade positions with the defense.
This is interesting because Blast just need to hold this. I mean, Gravity, like the problem with Gravity's engagements have been very staggered, so they really need to engage as a team right now. Oh, a member of Blast gets very overcommitted into the open space, and this is now going to be a 4v3. Gravity just need to keep all their members alive. Don't give up any kills. As soon as I say that, Flush goes down. Lego taking some damage, but getting healed up. Gravity need to engage on this, but I think they're going to be looking to wait now. A lot of damage coming in, healing not being as effective as it should be. Oh, that stun grenade coming in huge. If they can convert that kill, that will be the last man alive for Gravity. Starting to push the payload up. Additional members coming in now. This is going to be kind of a last man dash, trying to get a kill. Gecko going down, unfortunately not able to hold this. Now, this is going to kind of come down to spawn time, as Gravity are going to be able to set up here just on the other side of this choke. So Blerst needs to look at doing something very, very quickly. They've got a 3-man, 3 versus 4 now. I remember getting super aggressive going down, and that looks like Gravity will be able to push through this to this second choke.
Yeah, I know Lego just charged straight onto the payload. I'm not sure exactly what the communication was on the side of Blerst, but he kind of gets caught by himself. And that was kind of a story of how that long, really drawn-out fight really unfolded into. I mean, we had the flip come in, Gravity getting aggressive on towards the defensive side of Blerst.
It kind of worked, actually.
It did, but I think it only worked necessarily because Lone Gecko pushed up by himself and died.
Yeah.
Trying to flank around behind them, and he got caught.
Oh, beautiful detonator coming in there. A lot of damage going on to Blerst. A kill coming in, but look at the health bars of Boop and Nillyway going very low but not getting taken out. As soon as I say that, Boop does finally get converted. Nillyway takes some damage, so along with Gecko now getting taken out as well. But Blerst, although they are starting to get pushed back a little bit at the time, their healing has been very good this game. They've been basically bouncing back from that 10% health bar all the way back up to full, back over and over again for each player. So they're doing a very good job of that so far, but as we keep talking about every time we come onto this map, coming into this really kind of difficult choke here, Blerst with a strong hold, gonna get conversion of 2 kills, so it's a 2v3 now for Gravity Blerst. Gravity gonna pull back, give themselves a little bit of time, some space.
These fights just seem so scrappy. Like,
oh, this is dangerous. Who's getting aggressive here? I think this is Lego getting super aggressive in his positioning. Problem is, if Gravity can collapse on this, which it looks like they might be able to with 4 people, and they can get these kills, they're in a great spot. Healing grenades come out. That's the first kill onto Lego. A lot of damage coming in onto Gravity. 2 kills actually coming out, but it's a 2 for 3 trade. And it looks like this might be a successful push. Yeah, it's going to end up leaving 2v1 essentially, trying to get up this choke. Ooh. Now, the question will be, can they make it up there in time? I don't think they will.
Especially with Ducky sitting back because he doesn't want to die here. Only one person pushing the payload. Flush Gogo's going to try to charge for to keep them off this position so they can get that payload up across that ramp. And here's the engagement yet again. Blerst going to be coming through. And honestly, Blerst are losing so many health bars, and yet they're still able to stay alive with the heal, and they're able to throw back out. It's still going to be a 2-on-3 in favor of Gravity. But the payload has not moved. They're not even fighting on top of it at the moment.
Yeah, Lego trying to get a cheeky kill here, trying to delay this a little bit more, but he's only going to end up giving his own life for not much. And yeah, Gravity looks like they are going to be able to push past this choke, now getting into this final piece of open ground. So this is kind of where the big question comes in, is if Blerst can pick off one of these stray members that are looking to get this flank in, then they're in a good spot, but they're going to have to do something very quickly. A lot of 2-man groups, a good couple of grenades coming through, could do a lot of damage here. That's it, they are going to get to take 2 members of Gravity down very early on in this fight. Looks like it might even be 3 pretty much straight away, and this is going to be, I think that is Flush pulling back. Yes, Flush going to be kind of trying to recover. 20 seconds left on the clock. Gravity, yeah, they're going to chase it down. Gravity needs to boost onto it at this point. They've realized that. They're going to have to basically go straight to the payload. They don't have any time to be waiting on this. I like how they realize.
I like how they did that as well when they knew they had Boop respawning back in to actually touch the payload and keep it contested.
This is going to have to go straight to the point.
They're going to go for it, but the thing is, are they going to be able to be bursted down in time for Blerst to hold this, to prevent them from getting the cap, to get the first initial elimination there? And actually, the second player who did push up was in a position to even stop that, or even to touch the payload to keep it back in overtime.
Yeah, that was close. I feel
put up a defense.
I mean, yeah, fair play. They were able to call the time right. I thought they weren't sure whether or not there was like 12 seconds left, and I don't know if they realized it towards the end, but they were able to boost onto it at the very last second. But because of the time that the urgency it needed for them to get onto the point, when they lost, as soon as they lost the first member that went onto that payload, as soon as there wasn't anyone on it, you no longer get the overtime effect, so it just goes done and done. But yeah, really solid hold from Blerst. Yeah, just a great hold and great positioning and healing for them. I honestly think that their team play in those fights was just, yeah, was good. Blerst, yes, Blerst.
Why did they change their name?
Because it's not Blerst. Blerst was their Echo Arena team.
Yeah, but they have like 3 players who played on the same team, practically. Yeah, they do. It wasn't Boop, Lone Gecko, and Lego on the same team.
Yeah, it was.
Why not just name Blast?
I feel like they had to put a little bit of a spin on it, I guess. Blerst.
Match starting in.
Isn't quite as.
Doesn't roll off
the same zing, does it?
Yeah.
7.
I mean, Team Rocket are blursting off again. This isn't
the
same kind of effect. But now we're going to see Blerst on the attack here. All they need to do is basically complete 4.38 meters is the distance they're going to have to finish. We're going to see if they're going to have a little bit of a stronger attack, though. I will give Gravity credit. You know, seeing them get aggressive and actually flip the sides against Blerst was really cool to see on the attack. Didn't work out for him that well, but eventually did break the defenses. But it seemed just most of that half was just big, scrappy fights. No real like strategy involved in terms of like focusing a person down or like getting an engagement that they want.
Yeah, so looking at the loadouts, it's quite an interesting composition you've got from both teams here. Oh, as soon as I say that, sorry, 3 members of Blerst going down. And that looks like it will be a successful defense here coming out of grab on this first point. It is basically a 1-for-1 trade at all times, so this is actually going to come down to who has the better respawn timers, and we know for a fact that will be Blerst. So Grav will be able to get here, but will they have enough members to contest this early enough, and will Blerst get aggressive and punish these 2 members sticking up front? Looks like they will be able to. Stoty going down, and oh, nice flank here coming from Lego. Going to be able to get some damage in, but not enough before he gets taken down, so doesn't matter. Blerst will be able to push it onto the point.
You getting worried?
Huh?
You getting worried?
A little bit.
I mean, it's best of 5.
Best of 5, exactly. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So if the boys don't qualify today somehow, are they gonna?
Oh no, they've done. I mean, they've done an amazing job this entire season. Both these teams have. So I think win or lose, they'll both be happy with how they played this.
No, I'm not asking if they'll be happy. I'm asking, will you be happy?
Yeah, I'll be happy.
If they lose?
Yeah, either way. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be happier, but I'll still be happy.
All right, I can understand that. We're going to see now Blerst try to push the tunnel. We saw Gravity, actually Blerst defending this position before, but now on the attack they're able to get through relatively cleanly. But again, the choke point's going to come in. You can see the meteors being splashed down, chipping away at the health bars out of Blerst. And actually Flush Gogo very aggressively pushed up. I'm surprised not punished for this. I think that was a stun grenade coming through.
Yeah, Arc Mine coming through from Gravity there. It's going to punish as well by the looks of it. And yeah, so composition-wise, looking at both of these loadouts, we've got Blerst, or both teams now running Meteor Nova, I think, because I'd argue for both the second and the last point, you're kind of at this very short or long range. Yeah, Blerst now completely switching over to 4 Novas. Healing basically is the champion on both sides. Again, you've got 4 heals, 2 insta-heals, and 2 detonators.
Oh my God.
Super aggressive. And yeah, those Arc Mines are coming up huge, actually, funny enough, for Gravity. They've, like, twice now, they have had at least a 1- or 2-man stun off of those Arc Mines and then converted those to kills straight after.
Payload return.
I mean, when you're coming through, like, one position, it's pretty easy to do that. And you
exactly.
see Blerst come in from maybe the northern position instead as well.
They've got another Arc Mine now, another super aggressive push. 4-man push and another Arc Mine stun coming in. Trades coming out, Blast going very low, but doesn't look like... Oh. Yeah, this is looking difficult, and that looks like it could be Blerst pushing all the way through to the last point. 4 minutes 20 on the clock as well. This is looking good for Blerst.
I can see the sweat rolling down your forehead now. Must be weird casting Gravity.
A little bit.
And then if they don't do well, I could just patiently see the rage build up within you to hopefully my levels of rage that you've seen. Now Blerst on the push again. You can see it looks like Adelego's pushed up here, trying to spot out where Gravity are going, trying to get some sort of idea of how they're looking to hold this one. They have the meteor shots running in. Yeah, he's to some extent he's actually baiting meteor usage out of Gravity there, like getting a lot of damage that's basically not actually turning into anything. That said, a large amount of damage does come out, and we've got 2 heals popped from Blerst, so this is looking a lot of damage being soaked up here, but a lot of 2 trades coming out. This is now going to be a 2v1, but Gecko is going to trade, but then so is Ducky, so basically just a back and forth of kills with the last man left alive being Ducky at the very end there, but yeah, just a back and forth trade. So again, Blerst are going to have to come back into this with this ramp they need to get past, but at the same time, Gravity, because of how those kills came in, are going to be a little bit delayed coming back to defend this. So it's going to be interesting which team engages first and gets aggressive. Looks like it's going to be Blerst getting on top of Gravity, but then going to get punished for that aggressiveness. And they're going to be taken out. All members of Blerst getting knocked off the point. And don't know time-wise if there's going to be enough time for this payload to retreat back down that ramp, but it's going to be close. I mean, Blerst had 4.5 minutes. They've done 3 attacks pretty much the same way, just kind of barreling everyone on top of the payload, hoping for different results. I would assume eventually they're going to start to change what they want to do, or if they keep trying to hammer it out, realizing we just have to win 1 fight to win this map and go up 1-0 in the series. Oh, some good stun grenades coming in, but a lot of damage coming on to Grav. 3 heals popped from Gravity there. Gonna basically heal that out completely. Full team wipe. However, that is going to be all the tacticals down for Gravity now going into another fight, which I think is kind of what Blerst are using to their advantage. Because, I mean, they've got an insta-heal coming back up relatively soon. So detonators and healing coming out. They've got healing up for 2 members now. So, yeah, they're actually going to pop it straight away. Going into this fight super aggressive, trying to get damage down. Derval going down. Ducky healing up. Gecko and Niliwit getting taken out. Boop also going very low. Is going to eventually get converted on.
A lovely little detonator play coming out of Lego, which is going to take down a member of Gravity, and he will be the last man alive, meaning that he will be able to push this payload up.
Yeah, but it wasn't really a clean fight, though, and the respawn's going to be favoring Gravity since they're on the defensive side. Blerst have to hurry as quick as they possibly can to get back on top of this payload. It's going to come down to a big skirmish yet again. The ramp will be passed, and number 88, Nalovic's actually charged straight into the enemy, and actually is going to cost him his life, giving the man advantage back to Gravity. He's going to jump directly on top of the payload to stop from pushing. They still have the man advantage in the favor of Gravity. Payload is still pushing in the meantime, though, because no one's contested. Finally, someone's able to hop in the nick of time to stop from crossing that fated finish line. And Gravity will hold yet again here. This has been 3 minutes of time taken off the clock here to Blerst.
Yeah, so this is, I'd say, similar position. I mean, Gravity had also had like 3 minutes on the clock, I think, when they went for them, when they started to get up that ramp as well. So quite similar positions for both teams. Blerst do seem to be finding the angles. Oh, an unfortunate little throw there is going to end up with one of them getting delayed on their push. Blerst getting super aggressive here. 2 members going down almost immediately. 3 members going down. 1 member left alive for Blerst on this push. And that's going to be another reset. I think they're going to have maybe 1 or 2 more chances at this. At most, 2 would be max. I think 2 you're pushing to where Gravity were in the very last round, having that final, literal last second to get onto there to try and push an overtime. But
I'm getting worried for Blerst. Like, they've been attacking the same way every time, hoping for a different result. I think that's like the definition of insanity almost. They've
now gone for 3 meteors here, so it looks like they're going to try and hold off a little bit, get some big team engagers. I think they've now realized that Gravity are boosting up. Oh, huge detonator and meteor shots coming out of both teams. Gravity going very low. Lots of heals popped from both sides. Indy going down, so is Lone Gecko. Boop getting low. He also going to go down. Damage is coming into Gravity, but they're just out healing it and surviving it. 28 seconds on the clock. I don't know if they're going to be able to get back here in time.
Well, they'll at least be able to touch it no matter what. Payload's still moving back, which does help Blerst out. But for them to spend 4.5 minutes now of not really getting any distance, any really control here, is a true testament to how well Gravity are defending. They're going to push directly into the backline, trying to catch someone off guard. 8 seconds left to go, so you have to make sure to touch that payload and keep someone alive. It's going to be Nalovik to try to hold on. The rest of the team's going to collapse around this. Gravity have lost the first 2 men. Flush Gogo's going to fall. Stody, the last man alive, trying to stall for as long as he possibly can. The problem is the payload's pushing, and the payload's about to cross that finish line, and Blerst are going to do it after 4.5 minutes of time. They should be able to close this one out and take the first map. That took a hell of a long time, though.
Wow.
Too long.
Yeah, that was a close game. I mean, yeah, you can see the very, again, both teams coming down to the last couple of seconds, so yeah, just, I mean, it seemed to be both teams had a really good hold on that last point. Not even necessarily the ramp, because the ramp they breezed past the ramp in both occasions. It was just that last point. I wonder if it's something to do with the distance from spawn, like limiting the amount of times they can get back into the fight over and over again. But again, yeah, as you say, like Blerst did switch the loadouts, but just their team fight engagement was, it was the same kind of engagement over and over again. They never really kind of got a pick at the very early on.
They were banking on Gravity to make a mistake, I feel like.
Yeah, they were.
They were hoping that they would catch Gravity off guard somewhere, get a kill, and then, all right, we can push and win, instead of actually playing it in a strategic way to finish the map.
I think at the very end, what happened, it seemed to be what happened was Gravity were using their tacticals very effectively throughout that. Their grenades, their arc mines, their heals as well. But the very last fight, neither team had any tacticals, meaning that both teams were basically going into it, and it was who did the most damage to start with won the fight. And it seemed to be Blerst were able to get some good shots in very early on. Again, with 3 of them, I think, switching over to Meteor at the very last second, meaning that any 2 members grouped with Gravity would have taken a pretty decent chunk of damage. So, able to capitalize on that last fight.
Well, that does mean Blerst is up 1-0. Just keep an eye on him as the series progresses further. I mean, it doesn't matter. Even if you lose this match, it's not a big deal, because you can come in from the loser side.
Yeah.
It still says upper and lower. I say winners and losers, because technically, if you won, you didn't drop into the loser side of the bracket. But they still have a chance. You have Floaters Unite up against Spastic Crabs. It's going to be our next game, which will be best of 3.
Yep.
And the winner plays a loser of this in a best of 5 to see who's the second team to come through.
Yep.
So how would it feel if Gravity loses in the finals of the loser bracket and doesn't qualify? Would you? I know. I'm gonna keep going on this.
Yeah, I think
with Gravity,
I think it would suck for the players, to be honest. I mean, you get these. I don't. My opinion in this doesn't really matter that much. I mean, I work with the players. No, it doesn't, because
$7,200 bucks.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's for the players, right? It's their, like, if I think I feel bad about it, imagine being the players that don't get to go to the finals, because that's the problem. So
I mean, when you played, you qualified for events.
Yeah, I know, but at the same time, I would know how bad it would have felt to not have made it, especially if they've done what they've done all season. I think this applies for any team that's played in the league, is that if you are winning or coming first and second every single cup, and it comes down to the one-day qualifier and it just doesn't go right or it doesn't go to plan, because it can happen. I mean, it can be tech issues. We saw some of these things happen in some of the other games, so... I
mean, this is the first time you're casting them, isn't it?
I've casted them in like the community stuff, but I think this will be. I think I've done some games on here before, but I think I have. I'm not gonna. Can't confirm or deny, but I believe I might have.
I think we found out what might be happening here. They're getting nervous.
Well, I mean, this comes down to looking at the lineups. You've got Derval, Stoty, and Flush, who have all previously. Actually, no, Stoty hasn't. Stoty qualified, but wasn't able to go to the finals at OC5. But you've got Derval and Flush, who have both played and competed in the online qualifiers before, these one-day events, the finals as well. Flush, I think he's also been to kind of every major land event so far with either the Unspoken or Sprint Vector.
He was at OC5 for both those games.
Exactly. So you've got kind of an experience there, but again, coming back to Blerst as well, they also have that experience. I mean, they've got Boop, Niliwick, Gecko, and Lego as well.
Niliwick or Nilevik?
Niliwick.
He's German, right?
Niliwick. We say Niliwick.
Okay, but he's German, right?
Yeah.
So it's Nilevik.
Yeah, probably. I have my name.
It's fine. It's fine. I mean, it makes sense if you're looking at it.
Yeah.
But continue.
But yeah, you've got 4 members there that have all had either LAN experience or have played in these big one-day events. So they'll all be pretty comfortable. I mean, a lot of them are actually playing in both Echo Arena and Combat. Boop is, Gecko is, Niliwick is, and Lego is not. But he's played in Echo Arena the entire season. So you're talking about also a side of seasoned vets, actually more so than the Grav lineup we've got here in terms of the players.
Well, we're moving into our second map, currently with Blerst up 1-0 in the series. It's going to be on Dyson. You see Blerst are sitting back in spawn, waiting to see out where Gravity are going to be.
Yeah, so looking at the loadouts, we've got kind of, again, the double Nova, double Meteor from both teams, actually. An additional heal coming out as opposed to a threat scanner from Blerst, actually. So Gravity putting a bit more priority on the flanking coming out from Lego. Lego is kind of their dedicated flanker, so if you see any kind of one-man band plays where he's going around the back trying to cheek a couple kills, then that'll be Lego most of the time. However, Blast also do really like two-man kind of basically rush down cheese on these maps. So it looks like, although they're running double Nova, double Meteor, it looks like Gravity are trying to play this slow, play it from back. Damage and heals coming out now from Blerst. Looks like they're doing a good job of layering their heals, actually, which is interesting. Yeah, both teams getting damage down. More damage coming in onto Blerst, though. First and second kill now coming in. Gravity starting to push up now, getting aggressive with these Novas. This is where this composition really shines. You get those 2 initial picks, or a pick with the Meteors, and you can get aggressive because you have that real upfront conversion damage with the Novas.
Well, I mean, Blerst did get the initial point control. Got 13% on the board, but again, because they did get wiped out, because they did have control, the respawns are going to be longer, and Gravity will take the lead back here, getting up to 20% almost, right before next exchange happens. And actually, Gravity's just going to back away, so they're going to let them take the point, then they're going to re-attack to build up another potential 20% if they can be successful in this.
Yeah, so I think Gravity basically actually intentionally giving up possession to try and fight this again. Blast are actually going to be getting some... I mean, they've now got 30% of kind of... I'd argue like kind of this kind of no man's land territory where they're both trying to do damage on the other, get some damage in. I mean, I think they've realized that Gravity are able to do a lot of damage from these high positions going into low. They are going to start to convert on members. Gravity now pushing in to stop that tick coming in for the Blerst percentage and going to convert it themselves. I think they're really trying to push the use of these delayed spawns coming in here and just trading back and forth, like slightly preferential.
They're also like focusing on those force fields, and I think Boop was taking a hell of a lot of damage by shooting those meteors right into one of those windows to actually just punish them time and time again, get a lot of easy damage through, and this time Blerst go straight to the point, they capture it, and they trade a 1-for-1. Ducky and Lego both gonna fall.
Oh, Flush going very low, he's gonna pop an insta-heal grenade, which is now going to leave them in a 3v3. Now, I don't think Gravity can really kind of delay too long on this. They need to at least have someone pressing the point, which is what exactly Stoty's now going to do. Although Gravity now taking a huge amount of damage as they've only really got a 2v4 with one member basically trying to hold out as long as he can. 3v3, get the kills going to be coming out from both sides. Oh no, a lot of damage coming in onto Blerst now. One member left alive. This is going to be Lego going in, getting a little bit too aggressive. It looks like he might be getting chased down with the Nova here, and he will eventually get taken out. So A good hold from Gravity there. This is going to be basically back and forthing though. Very small margin on that clock though. Both now on 54%.
Where's leverage when you need him?
Yeah, I mean that's... Oh, so super aggressive push it. Gravity are now in a really awkward situation where it looks like... Okay, so they are going to be able to successfully pull back on that one. Ooh, that's, remember, very low for Blerst, but not able to convert. Lego's going to be able to heal up as a result.
Point contested.
These meteors doing so much work too, just from the different angles they're shooting them off from. You can see how careful Blerst are trying to play around this one.
Oh, that pick from Lego coming in massive though is going to be able to delay. Insta-heal grenade coming in to counter it. Oh no, but it baits Blerst out into a position they're not in the best loadout for. And it looks like they're going to be losing 2-3 members here. And this will be Gravity now pushing back. And what was key about that actually was Gravity were able to have a man on the point for the majority of that fight, meaning that the clock was not ticking up for Blerst. But again, back to even, again 72%.
Flush Gogo's gonna be the one pushed up aggressively this time. He's gonna try to back away. Blerst just gonna send 2 people directly on top of the point. The other 2 gonna come in a little bit delayed, but again, Gravity have completely given up control. Again, Flush Gogo going back to his high ground position, trying to spray it down with the meteor shots as much as he possibly can. Not too much damage being done just yet, but they're baiting out and forcing a lot of these heals to be used out of Blerst's side.
Oh, Nilly and Lego going down though. It's a 3 versus 2. Ducky also going down, making it 2v2, and Lego's the last man alive. Might get taken out. Oh, there we go, eventually. So, and that will be the point back to Gravity. I think this will be the first time Gravity will actually start to move ahead very slightly in possession before Blerst have a chance to come back out. Okay, they're popping these shields very early to make sure the Blerst don't have any time to delay this. Oh, a good pick. Some meteor shots coming in, damage coming out, but looks like Gravity again going to give over possession. 99%. They just need to win this last fight. Aggressive push there coming out from Lego, I think that was, onto the point. Gravity now getting aggressive. Ducky going down. Boot taking damage. Is he going to get converted? Oh, he does at the very last second. One-man stand coming out from Lillywick here. This all comes down to whether or not he can hold on to the point, and he will not be able to, meaning that Grav will take the first point on this map.
I don't know how I feel about that defense out of Gravity.
Squad victory.
I don't know. I feel like you saw there. If they lost that final fight, they would have lost the
That was
entire...
a double-edged sword, I think. That was the way they played that, yeah.
You're giving them so much percent, and if you lost that last fight, Blerst would have won the round from you.
I think the way they tried to play that did improve as it went on, because they realized, okay, we can do this, but we need someone to actually get on the point to stop their possession timing. Yeah. Because you can give them the point, sure, get the better fight, respawn time's great, but they need to have someone on the point so they can actually prevent that clock from ticking up when Blerst have possession.
Give them 3%. Like, you're giving them like basically 23% every time that you let them take the point if you don't have a person contesting it. But you saw at the end, like, they're trying to bait someone out. They're trying to bait someone to chase them.
They did a really good job, actually, of when Lego did get aggressive with these flanks. So, yeah, you see, again, they're popping these shields to prevent Blerst from using them for cover. I imagine, I wouldn't be surprised if they start doing this onto the point very soon.
Well, they did it before. Like, they were just spamming out one of the windows, one of the force fields there, the shields, to actually allow them to get splash damage on the ground. And it punished, I think, out of Boop in particular was the one I was watching at least, from playing that position. I mean, the thing is, technically, you can see Blerst back away in towards the choke points, but going to a choke point back into the tunnels behind, the point isn't the safest spot to be up against people who are this accurate with the meteors. Point will unlock again. And again, Blerst straight through into this.
Yeah, like I think it was, I believe that was actually Stoty flying out, throwing a little detonator very early on, try and poke some damage. Yeah, so you can see they've now got a man on the point. They're basically using this. They know Lego's gone for a flank again. They've got a threat scanner up. Detonator coming out, but he is going to, no, I know he's going to get taken out, basically negating how much pressure he was putting on. Stoty does get taken out very early on, however, and this is looking like a bit of a trade back and forth.
I like seeing Durable use the stun, though. I just wish he was in Stoty's shoes there. Just kind of wait for them to try to get on the point, then throw the stun directly at them. Yeah. Because that's what Blerst is doing. They're diving onto the point every time. They're just trying to overwhelm any defenders there, and Gravity's not up for actually holding it for a close quarter combat fight.
Okay, so yeah, super aggressive push again coming onto this.
Oh, Lego's trying to actually punish them because they know they bounce off the point. He's actually trying to be the man pushed up to catch them out and damage in, and they're going to be able to hear Gravity, going to be losing 2 players.
Yeah, big shots coming in. I think it was actually from Gecko. No, it wasn't Gecko. Gecko's on in the Nova, but whoever was sat on the point with a Meteor, that might have actually been Nillywick there, doing a huge amount of damage to the members as they were kind of moving over that ramp just away from the point. I think the problem with where that ramp's positioned is perfect for receiving Meteor shots, but looks like they're trying to pressure some of the different members of Blerst that are starting to push out of position. Getting onto the point to try and contest. Oh, a lot of damage coming in for Flush, though, and he's going to get punished for that aggressive push there. Gravity now trying to flank.
I almost want to see a phase shift out of the player that's going to be contesting to stop them from picking up percent. Just so you have that escape, because Flush Gogo got punished completely there, and it caused the rest of this team to actually die too. You have to be very, very reactive to how the enemy team is defending. You have to be able to escape in time. A phase shift would be definitely a good way to do so. I still want to see those stuns come through, but again, the stun grenades aren't going to work too well when you don't have control of the point and Blerst aren't directly running to it. But now 80% counting, you can see Gravity immediately get aggressive on the player who was pushed out there. In the meantime, I think you're seeing ec.lip flank around from behind. And he's looking for damage. He gets one, helps get the second, and the third as well, and that will be Blerst most likely taking the round now.
Yeah, this is going to be, I think Grav would have to jump back onto this any second, but I don't think they're going to have the time. No, they're not. So this will be, yeah, second game going to Blast. Much more dominant performance there in than the first round.
I'm going to get you to say Blerst by the end of this game.
Blerst.
It's going to be Blerst.
Blerst.
I'm going to change your vocabulary.
Okay, all right. I trust you.
Do you?
Yeah.
You should never trust me. You should know that already.
Do you know what? I said yes, but in my brain I was going, what are you doing? Why are you saying this?
Why did I disagree to this? Yeah, poor old talent manager Camille got a little bit scared today by me. Because normally I fly out from Frankfurt at like 12:40.
Oh yeah.
My flight
oh yeah.
And he's like, oh, your taxi's waiting. I'm like, what taxi? My flight's not till 12:40. Yeah. He wasn't happy. But right now, I think Gravity aren't happy with how they, unfortunately, weren't really able to adapt in the second round. We're coming into the third and final round here on Dyson. We could see Blerst go up 2-0, or we could see Gravity tie things up at 1 apiece before we move over to Combustion. What would you say Gravity's strongest map is?
I would argue it's probably going to be Dyson. So I mean,
they lose here.
But I also know that Blerst have specifically been wanting to practice on Dyson because it's their worst map. So I know that they have trained a lot on Dyson compared to a lot of the other maps recently. Meaning that
look at this.
Yes,
they actually stuck into the tunnels instead. They came in a different direction because Grav is expected to come from the same place every time.
Well, now actually, what Grav were doing, they're actually keeping a man back in spawn, watching where Blast were coming from. So they actually should have picked that up. Yeah, basically Lego trying to do his flank here. Boop going down as well. This is starting to look like a good initial fight from Grav, and this is going to be, that's going to be a full team wipe, a 4-0.
But will they defend on the point? Will they actually fight for it?
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I think it depends. They've got to do something different because I think doing what they were doing last round. Actually, that said, they are running 3 meteors now, so they're actually more inclined for this range damage. And as soon as I say that, a double kill, triple kill comes in from Gravity. Not even losing, losing a tiny bit of health. Stoti going half health there at the very end. But I don't know. I actually feel like if you see what Blerst did in the second round, in the second game, second point there, they are staying very grouped, and I think the Gravity have noticed that, and they've now switched over to another splash damage weapon to really emphasize that team damage they can do. But going into this extra fight, Ducky goes down very early. A lot of damage coming in, but Blast now healing through it.
I would almost love to see like a force field being used out of Blerst because you see those shields being spammed out on. Now there's like 2 open shots to directly hit them on their higher position, which they're taking damage. Once those shields drop, just replace it with their own force field, I feel like. Then you can really mitigate a lot coming your way.
Great little detonator, meteor shot coming in from Stoti there. It's going to give them the man advantage and allow them to now push up onto the point and contest. And yeah, they're going to punish this out. Ducky going low, but Boop also going down now. This is actually looking like a pretty good trade for Blerst. Okay, good move there at the very last second in that fight, which was actually the 2 members of Gravity separating because they realized, okay, he's got a meteor. Let's just make sure we don't give him a double kill. So let's just move apart. Even if he kills one of us, the other one will pick it up. But yeah, this is looking like a much better hold than last round. It seems to be this kind of updated loadout is working for Gravity. Going to be taking essentially a 4 versus 2 off of the point. Ducky going low, but taking out 2 members of Blast. Blast are going to have this for a very short period of time now.
Why not Comets?
To try and deal with this?
Yeah, send someone in through tunnels with the Comet, sit behind the point, spam them out as your team tries to come through.
I think
hit your shots, then
I think at the moment Blast's kind of team build and composition is very much built for a 2-man boost, like you're seeing right here, getting super aggressive at certain points. Problem is, when you get these flanks like this from Lego, he's going to get punished on this again, so Gravity just need to hold out now, heal up some of this damage, and then go in for a 3v4. Oh, but Durble gets taken out as well. Super aggressive play coming from Gecko, and this seems to be like Blast are trying to take the aggression away from the point. Oh, and a nice little kill coming from Nillywick. He is going to get taken out at the very end, though, and because they were able to stagger that a little bit, Gravity going to get possession again, so this is probably going to be one of the... If Gravity can hold this now, this might be game for them. But Blerst are going to have maybe 2 opportunities at this, or Blerst and then Gravity would have an opportunity. So this really comes down to this fight.
Well, delayed push through. The last player, I didn't see who that was in particular. I think it was, I want to guess Lego or Gecko for some reason. Again, you can see Flesh sitting on the high ground. Dervil's going to fall.
Oh,
so it's going to be a 1-for-1 so far. We still see the 3-man squads going head-to-head on top of the point. He's going to favor Gravity at the moment since they have the quicker respawns coming through. But if Blerst can hit these shots, which they're not able to, his boot falls. I think Gravity might be able to take this map here and tie things up now at 1 apiece.
Yeah, so well, that will be the this will be the third round. So Blerst, this will be Gravity now taking this 1 apiece. First map going to Blerst.
I don't know.
Or really close actually. First Blerst.
Every time you say Blast now, I'm gonna say Blerst right after.
Okay, all right.
Get you. I'm gonna change you.
Just yeah.
I'm gonna convert you.
You can just kick me.
Our Lord and Savior Blerst.
Okay, all right.
I'm kind of unhappy. I'm kind of unsatisfied with Blerst there. It was exactly what we saw in Payload, the same thing over and over again.
Well, that's the thing.
They did change, like you said, the aggression. Like they tried to pull the aggression away from the point, but like
same loadout. It didn't really like. It was a minor change.
Take a Comet, put it behind point. No one's looking at you. Get a couple of shots on.
Yeah, I mean, you could have. There's a potential there they could have staggered if they knew Grav were playing this really far back game. Take the point. It's because every time, like especially in that first round, Gravity took the point, and as soon as Blast respawned, they were like, okay, here you go, just like handed it back over to them. Yeah. So, and I feel like although Blast, yes, take it, you've got to do something because you know as soon as you take that point, they're like, cool, this is part of our game plan. You taking this point, you're basically playing into their hands that way.
It's just so risky.
You need to, if you keep, for example, keep one person back with a Comet at range, and then force Gravity to then fight on 2 different sides because they're giving you the door, they're opening the door, letting you come through, but there's someone standing very awkwardly on the other side of the door that hasn't walked through yet, and you're like, which do we deal with?
Yeah, if you give him a face shift,
yeah, exactly.
It's like, all right, well, they're not really going to be able to kill him.
Yeah, exactly.
And if anything, you pull at least one person away and you force a 3v3 on point.
Well, yeah, I mean, but that said, we do know that going into this, that Blerst's, their least favorite map is Dyson, so that kind of says something. I mean, if you look at how well they did on Payload, I mean, that was a really close game, and that was like a couple meters at the very end.
They had an extra minute of time and still like barely skate by on over.
Exactly. So really, really close on Payload. I honestly, based on how that game went, I couldn't argue if we would go back to Payload, we go the full loop back. I wouldn't know which team could take it.
That's true. Actually, that's true because we have Combustion, and then we are going back to Payload.
Yes, we got Combustion. We know we're going to be going to at least 4 games now.
Yep.
So, yeah, it is going to be, it's either going to be decided, or actually it is going to be, there's going to be a decider on Payload, meaning that depending on which way the scales flip.
An earlier start today, I think that's why we're struggling.
No, depending on which way it flips, compared to how they're both performed in the first round, I don't know, it's going to be hard. I'm wondering if which team came into today better cold to some extent. But they both had like a warm-up in the first round to some extent. They both went 2-0.
Do you really think both teams came in cold and didn't do like a warm-up game before?
I know Blast didn't. I know Blast weren't able to get scrims.
Ooh.
Blast.
I'm going to kick you every time. Every time. This is going to be a fun day now.
Oh, God, what have I done?
You suggested. It could have been Punch.
Well, so I know they weren't able to get any good scrims before the tournament today, so they did have, but both teams had their first 2-0, meaning they've had like that kind of warm-up. I'm just wondering, based on their performances throughout the season, like their preferences on Payload, I'd usually peg Blerst as the favorite, actually.
Payload didn't even come into play until like the end of the second stage.
I mean, based on, like, if you were to look at all the Payload maps they've played against each other in competitive play, I think Blerst have the numbers advantage. I think they've taken more games. So it's going to be really interesting when we come back to this. But honestly, I think whoever takes Combustion will have a huge impact, obviously. This, again, I would say, looking at the season, you could also, I think the numbers actually favor Blerst on this map. But like the last competitive game we saw both of these teams go head-to-head, it was a much more even match than what we were used to.
Was there Payload implemented the last time they met?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Because I was going to say, Gravity qualified in Stage 1 when there wasn't Payload in the map pool yet. And then Stage 2, it did come into play, but I think it was like more towards the later half of it.
Yeah.
And Gravity still came out first in that stage, even though they're seeding, or not they're seeding, they're qualification spot was dropped down to the next team.
In either situation on both Combustion and Payload where either team has won, it's still been very close. There have been very few stomps, meaning that it could have gone either way based on a couple of plays of different strategies.
Right.
Now, based on what we saw from Gravity there, actually adapting to what Blerst were doing, switching over to adding that +1 to their Meteor count, meaning that they had more range to basically not have to get aggressive. So when they realized, like, okay, we're doing this damage from range outside of the point, we're going to wait and then wait until we've got enough damage and then go in. They were like, okay, that bit's working great, but our super aggression is where we're losing kills. So let's kind of give ourselves a little bit more time by adding that extra bit of range. And so they adapted to that, but we didn't see, as you said, kind of any adaptation out of Blerst, apart from like a minor tweak to like they're pushing and pulling Blerst.
There we go. I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed in Blerst actually, because I was expecting them to adapt. Like, and obviously it's different when you're playing versus like watching. Yeah. Like I could see what they're doing wasn't working. They did, like the small adaptations by trying to pull the aggression away from the point, like you mentioned, but that wasn't enough. I feel like Comet really could have been the solution that they needed. It
might even be that they got such a convincing win on the second map. They were like, no, this works. We know it works. We just did it. But they just didn't necessarily tune into the changes that were coming out from Gravity. Super aggressive push here coming from Gravity, trying to take over this. They're going to be able to get a kill very early on, but both teams running... Okay, actually, Gravity running in favor of an additional Nova versus more Meteors. Damage is coming out left, right, and center, but that will be a successful Gravity hold on the initial point capture.
I'm worried, though, that Gravity's plan before sitting off the point and retaking it won't work as well here on Combustion.
No, I don't think they're going to even try. Well, it looks like they're just holding on and trying to set up in good positions, but yeah, so we're seeing, we're still seeing a stun grenade actually coming out of Derval. So Derval basically seems to be their utility option in this position. He's running Threat Scanner and Stun Grenade, Meteor. That said, a huge amount of damage coming in very, very quickly. Boot going down, so does Stoty and Ducky. Lego going low, but not a confirmed kill, meaning that damage is kind of mitigated completely. I mean, if you look at... Oh, so Gecko actually going down in a 1v1 at the very end. So this is a 2 versus 2 now. Be interesting to see if Gravity try and pressure this. They're going to wait. Looks like they are going to get aggressive. Lego going down now, finally, and so does Nillywick. So this will actually be Gravity stopping Blerst possession. But at that time, you were waiting. I knew you were waiting. Yeah, I could see your face. So yeah, this is a successful hold from Grav. I mean, seem to be doing a lot of good work.
Is Ducky like riding him like a horse?
Yeah. So what, like, something I do like out of Grav is that they've been responding to what Blerst have been doing with their super 2-man aggressive pushes and their super fast, like, we're going to be on you now, by responding with meteors and detonators, like you just see there, and basically immediately eliminating a member of Blerst. That said, a lot of damage is coming out now. Ducky going down, so is Flush. And that is going to be... Oh no, so Flush survives at the very last second. Oh, some choice meteor shots coming out from both teams though. 1v1 now. Derval, can you do anything, or is this going to be a successful hold? I believe that's with Nilly, and no, it will be Nilly holding on to this now. 64 to 35%. This is looking good. Gravity now going to just get a super aggressive. They want to try and get these kills and get them off the point as quickly as possible, but this isn't looking good. This looks like Blerst may be able to successfully hold this, and they do, meaning that it is going to be a solid hold for Blerst now. Gravity going to need some time to respawn, regroup. Given that there was like that quite big stagger there because they came out and died immediately, that's a very big timer to come back from. So
I want to see double detonators out of Gravity because I feel like
it's working. I think, yeah.
Like the way Blerst are going in,
it's like a punishing tool, right?
Yeah, and like the thing is they're like running straight to the point, so it's not really that hard to miss detonators when they're coming at you in basically a straight line. But so Gravity going in for the attack, but Gravity have lost out on 2 players already. See, Derval's going to be alive here as Flush Go-Go, his teammate does fall, and he's 1v4. There's no real chance to
he needs to die.
I mean, yeah, he needs to die or just stall for time.
I think Gravity, Blerst are actually intentionally leaving him alive, right? Oh, I mean, he is delaying the time on the clock, but regardless...
It's buying time for Gravity to respawn to actually have 3 men essentially to push up and get a proper attack.
So this is... Yeah, but Ducky's going down, so is Stoty, like, almost immediately. Just the coordination for this last push is just not been there. So... Gravity had a good hold to start with, but as soon as Blerst flipped it, their defense was much better, and Gravity seems to just come in piecemeal after that.
Yeah, I think we're seeing that Blerst is definitely a better team, at least on Combustion. Then again, I don't know. Like Gravity doesn't seem to have like their set plan as well ironed out as they did on Dyson.
Dyson, yeah.
I mean, that whole, like, let them take the point, we'll just retake it by punishing you over and over again. It worked out well. It was still, it's still a very scary kind of strategy to use because it can work out against you so easily if you just miss a couple of kills. But we're going to see Blerst sitting back. Gravity going to be the one to look to take the point off again.
I feel like there was a bit of a scramble, like in that kind of second half of that game where Gravity, we were like, we just need to win the point back one more time, and then we can hold it for the rest of it. So they just kind of kept throwing themselves at it again, just like, maybe this time will work, maybe this time will work. And they didn't really kind of regroup and go, okay, we need to change, we need to adapt, we need to do something specific, and it just didn't work out.
We'll see here. Point's about to unlock. Gravity do have control. Blerst looking to come in.
Point unlocking in.
They are running the double detonators, so have some damage. Really high burst. Actually going for like a flanking route, a pincer.
This is going to be a big pincer. Both of them boosting in now, full speed. This is going to be dangerous. Both tires taking a huge amount of damage. Bootband Lego going down very low very quickly. Ducky also going traded, but that is going to unfortunately be read very well by Gravity. That was fancy though.
I liked it. It was actually really cool. The downside is
it was a bit telegraphed.
Well, the point wasn't captured out of Gravity, so the respawns will come in at the exact same time.
Yeah.
So we're not actually going to see Gravity have really, or sorry, at least Blerst's case, we're not going to see them have a man advantage onto the point. I did like it though. It was really nice. Like that's what I've been asking for. Like proper pincer moves coming at the same time. The problem is against a team who's so organized and who's essentially used to it, knows who to focus down first.
I think the way Blerst are engaging on these fights is that they're able to do a fantastic job of focus firing someone because they've got these two separate people that are kind of like looking in the same direction. Oh, okay, so we've got one member left from Blerst, not going to be able to unfortunately do anything. Blerst, not going to be able to
kick harder as the maps go on.
Not going to be able to do anything in response to that, but Gravity now starting to do a good job of reading it. But I honestly, the way Blast are engaging this, they basically have the blue side is a runway for them. That's more or less what it is right now. They set up at the very back, they boost in at full speed, try and focus a member down. So Gravity, it's just down to Gravity whether or not they respond to this. It looks like this time Blast are actually going to be in an awkward position. They're going to lose a member very early on in the fight. Nidawik also going down in exchange for Flush. Lego going very low. Needs the conversion though. His heal starting to kick in, but not fast enough. And that will be another successful hold from Gravity.
Jersey, let me ask you, how many times does Blerst have to do this before they switch up their plan? Where's the Comet? Give me a Comet.
I think this is basically it for the first round. I mean, they're going out now piecemeal one at a time. That's basically, yeah, they're going to just try and pressure. They're going to go down pretty quickly. Unless this is ends up being a really weird staggered fight, which it could be. They've wasted enough time now that the other members of Blast are coming in from behind as well. The start of what looked like a Blerst, the start of what looked like a very messy fight actually works out for them, funnily enough, which is strange. 99% as well. So Gravity now have the entire rest of the game to get 1% though. So this is Blast cannot give this up at all.
It's always that 1%,
Blast.
Whether it's germs, that 99% antibacterial, or that 1% milk.
But Gravity's aggression has not been very strong. Like, based on what we saw last round.
They've been defending the entire time.
No. I mean, last round, when they had to get aggressive, they were losing out almost every fight. So it's going to be really important what they do now. So it looks like they've gone, they're basically using their meteors at range to try and get some damage in. Starting to push up. I mean, they don't really need to even bother with possession. This is all about kills
the detonators coming through as well. Lone Gecko's immediately going to drop. It's going to be a 1-for-1 as Stody has fallen though. Flush Gogo trying to come back and trying to hit a couple of shots, but he's missing a couple of meteors. He's going to just go for the splash damage instead. But they've been repelled for now, it seems. And Blerst is going to maintain the hold again. Oh, what a shot out of Nalvik there at the end.
Shot.
But that's 50% off one attack, or one defense.
The thing is, Gravity, they just need to look at this from a perspective of they just need to win the fight. It doesn't matter about the point in possession. Like, literally disregard it entirely. It's all about your positioning and trying to maximize how many kills you can get, because you just need to get a wipe. You just need to get a 2-man advantage, and then you're golden.
This is our last attack. The number 36 out of Lego is going to be off the point by himself, going to retreat back towards it, back to their fortress that they've been able to set up here on the point. Couple shots coming from a different direction. Flush Gogo trying to hit a couple shots from that angle. Flank comes in yet again. The flank works out. Idolego gets one. Nalvik gets one as well. Boot collects. And Gravity on 99% will fall here on map 3. And Blerst will take a 2-1 lead.
Oof. That's rough. 199 to 100. Wow.
Is that 1%?
1%. Gets you every time.
Between victory and letting Jersey down.
No, not let me.
How's your shin doing, by the way? I stopped kicking after some time.
It's fine.
Because I feel like it's getting really annoying.
Take it. It's okay.
You should not tell me that. Okay. A nipple twist every time you say
no, okay, that's too far.
No, it's happening. Things are getting kinky here on the daytime edition of the VR League Season 3 closed qualifiers.
I'm just going to let that ride.
Yep. That's I think for social media. So now moving back on a payload, Blerst. They won payload the first time.
Yep.
If they do it again, Gravity will drop down to the lower bracket side. And keep in mind, I mean, it's not a big deal as you mentioned before. The #1 seeded team out of North America was V-Respawn. Number 2 is Kangarillas.
Yep.
So if you come through first place, you play against Kangarillas. If you come through second, you play against V-Respawn. Do you feel like those two teams are evenly enough matched? It doesn't matter who it is?
I feel like you want that first seed, really. Like,
really? So you want to avoid V-Respawn?
V-Respawn, I would say, based on their performance throughout the season and through their performance in the closed qualifiers, that they are significantly scarier.
Really? I'm surprised, considering you have like a Gravity tattoo on your left butt cheek.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, we still want the first seed. So.
Does people not know about that tattoo
no.
yet? That's why you're leaning to your...
Yeah, it's recently done.
It's on your right side then, because you're leaning to your left.
Yep. Yeah. No, but I honestly think V-Respawn are scary. They are, like, their performance is scary.
They didn't drop a map.
They didn't drop a single map, no, exactly. And I think even the maps, like, even when it looked close, it wasn't that, like, it was no way close compared to the other games that we've seen today, for example.
Yeah.
So I think their V-Respawn have done a very good job the entire season. So I think you definitely, coming from Europe's perspective, you want the #1 seed going into this, just because you get like a pretty good shot at that getting past that first round. Now, however, coming back to this,
saying this,
is this coming back to the first versus fourth seed?
But hey, you're playing the #1 seed, cold. Like, isn't that your advantage?
True, it is. It is. So there are advantages, but you just have to make sure. I also did put an exception to that rule of that it also depends on the team that you're playing against. Like, if they're #1 seed, but they also play really well going in cold, it doesn't really matter. I do still think it's the best time to do it, but based on how V-Respawn have played this whole season, they have not looked shaky at the start of any game. Like, they haven't wavered from their game plan, their way of playing, their style at all in almost any capacity. There have been very few games where they've gone almost even, if not lost or dropped a map or so throughout the entire season. So I would say that, although yes, it's still the best chance, when you're hitting against someone that has that much consistency through their playstyle and their strategies, it's a hard thing to do.
I like how you're giving Gravity potential way out if they do. If they lose this match,
yeah, just
and they
backtrack.
Yeah. It's like, how can I get myself and my team out of this? Qualify and come through second seed.
Yeah.
But no, it'll be interesting. I think what's so nice about the finals is since we're having two in the year with Season 3 and Season 4.
Yep.
You get to see NA versus EU. I mean, that's what it's all about, right? You want to see NA, get stomped by EU every time.
Yep.
Except, I guess Eclipse kind of stopped everyone at Echo Arena at least.
Yeah. Well, they're not going to be here this time.
Yeah,
it could be Joker.
That's one hell of a surprise to me.
Yeah, it could be Joker, or now V-Respawn, I think, because Joker are now, I believe, V-Respawn as of, like, yesterday.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
Well, so I really want to see, like, Joker up against, like, the old Gravity. No offense to Tutorial-Bot, but I want to see Affenterror in the goal. Yeah. I mean, it's how has Tutorial-Bot been with the team, by the way?
Tutorial's been doing a really good job.
Giant hole that Affenterror left.
Yeah, he's working on it. I think he's been doing a really good job so far. I mean, the team dynamic since he came back into it has been good. They've been working quite a lot. Obviously, as going in like towards the very end of the season, trying to fill back into that position is a hard one to do. But he's been doing a fantastic job with it. And yeah, honestly, I think their play has been going from strength to strength in the last couple of weeks as well. So it's been good to see that. I mean, you have that with every new team or any team changes. Like, it takes time to gel. But once you do start to see those things come through.
He can fill the hole of Affenterror? Like, in terms of you're basically having to replace the best goalie in Echo Arena. You think he's been able to do it so far?
I think, I think he's been living up to that expectation so far. So yeah, it's going to be really good. I mean, I think more than anyone, he's also nervous, obviously, for the games tomorrow because he's, as you say, he's going to kind of fill those boots. But I'm incredibly happy with how he's been doing, how the team's been doing over the last couple of weeks.
How do you feel like Boop feels here?
I think Boop's pretty happy, right? He's got a double chance to go to a qualifier Worlds at the moment, so I imagine he's feeling pretty good right now.
Maybe he's gonna get like a nice little salary cut if he knocks Gravity out for Echo Combat.
No.
I can do it for you. I can be the little hard ass. If you
okay. All right.
All right. Well, speaking of the game, we are now into our fourth and potentially final map of our first series of the day. We still have a best of 3 to come up after this with Spastic Crabs up against Floaters Unite, and then a best of 5 between the winner of that match versus the loser of this match. And then we'll have our 2 teams to represent Europe, and more importantly, all 4 teams representing each region when it comes to the Echo Combat Finals in Leicester in the United Kingdom in about 2 weeks' time.
Yeah. So, going to be really interesting. So, obviously, looking at the loadouts now, Gecko now running Pulsar, which is real interesting. Going double Meteor Nova Pulsar, and then you're seeing double Meteor Nova coming out from Gravity. So, gonna be interesting to see how both.
We did see Pulsar last week, but like towards the very tail end, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's gonna be interesting to see how both these teams square up here. Damage coming through onto Blerst. Are gonna be healing it up with a very quick insta-heal grenade. Oh no! That said, some great group collective fire coming in from Gravity is going to take out 2 members of Blerst. Now getting aggressive just to clean up these last remaining members. And this looks to be what Gravity's game plan is for this first point. Do damage at range with the Meteors, clean up with the Novas.
I feel like Flush Go-Go did some serious work there. Because I think they had 2 different angles with the Meteors, so there was splash damage coming from all directions. Then you had the Novas to just quickly capitalize off the back of that.
Also, Blerst now trying to get super aggressive, and they are going to be able to do that successfully, Blerst. And that is going to be 3 members of Gravity going down. That said, there is no one actually on the point, meaning that they're not necessarily maximizing disadvantage. So Gravity should be able to respawn and contest this before it gets to the final point.
See, I want to stop right there really quickly about maximizing the advantage by not having a person on the payload. I feel like with these 2 teams, how like evenly matched they are, if you ever keep a person back on the payload and send 3 into fight against 4.
Oh no, I think it's like as soon as they start winning the fight, as soon as you end up in like a 4, yeah, exactly, just immediately retreat.
Okay.
But that's it, yeah, so we're now seeing a lot of damage coming out onto Blerst. Heals are coming out though, left, right, and center. Gravity seem quite spread out though, so their heals aren't necessarily going to be having the maximum effect, but they are going to wipe regardless. So yeah, no, I think it's more of a position where as soon as you realize you're winning the fight and you're sort of starting to, like, it's just a cleanup, basically. You leave the people with the cleanup weapons, the Novas, and you just back up and go, okay, cool, we're just going to push the point. But they kind of are all continue to get aggressive. That said, we're seeing more aggression now coming out of them. A little bit of response coming out from Team Gravity, but not enough. Member of Blerst going down. Oh, that meteor shot, though. Is it going to do enough damage? Durbal's last man standing, and he is not going to be able to do anything. So this will be Blerst moving on to the second point. 3 minutes left on the clock. So this is a good amount of time.
After the first attack, Lone Gecko did switch back off the Pulsar back to the Nova.
Yeah, so three Novas now coming out of Blerst. Looks like they're going for this super aggressive 2-man stack, Blerst. 2-man stack pressure. So
I'm gonna twist it.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm gonna twist it.
Yeah, this way.
But keep in mind, Blerst did defend first last time when they met on payload. So we're seeing a switch up in sides. Blerst to set the pace. Gravity to respond and see if they can beat it.
Yeah, their aggression here has always been quite good, and it looks like, yeah, so we're seeing a lot of meteor shots coming out, but not enough damage. That's it, we finally get some conversions, and that will be a three-man wipe, essentially, from Blerst. I mean, Gravity pushed there to kind of get super aggressive on that. I think they could have kept that last man alive. Just, like, literally just keep him alive. Just run away from him. He had a Nova. Just, like, let him sit there and wait and then take him out when it works for you, but don't want to risk it. So it's now going to be a 4 versus 3 though until Flush gets back in on this. So damage coming in onto Blerst though doesn't matter. Looks like Gravity will be able to hold this in a man disadvantage as well until the very end. 2 minutes on the clock though.
We're going to see a 5th map.
Pardon?
We're going to see a 5th map.
Fingers
crossed.
Dyson. I mean, I want a 5th map.
I
don't know about
why. So we'll go back to Dyson, and we're going to see if Blerst can fix their strategy from the first time they played. So
yeah,
maybe really interesting to get to a 5th map if it can potentially go there.
Yeah, I mean, this aggression though from Blerst is looking quite good. They've got a lot of damage coming in. Blerst. So we can see Stoty, last man left alive, trying to delay this with the Nova. Doesn't look like he's actually going to be able to do anything though, and that is going to be converted.
Payload mobilized.
This might like, I don't know, Gravity might be able to get back in time. They're going to get super aggressive.
Well, look at actually Flush Go-Go. He's trying to come in from the left.
Yeah, they're going for it. They're going for it. They're going to try and stop this.
Durbo sends right in. Just immediately gets exploded. Let me ask you real quick. Phase shift. Do you stop payload progress when phase shifted on it?
No, you don't.
Okay, that's what I thought.
No, so you can't. So it's the same for cap to the point. As soon as you go to phase shift, you're no longer applying like pressure to the point. So 3 minutes on the clock. This last point again. I don't think Blerst are going to struggle as much this time.
Delivery accelerated.
Who?
Blerst.
Them, yeah.
Yeah, Blerst.
Delivery accelerated.
God, you would be so bruised if I was really hitting you.
Yeah, I would be.
It's great.
I'd be crying on the floor at the moment in a heap.
You're like domestic abuse.
Yep.
It'd be like casting abuse.
Yep.
Abuse? It's an abuse. Blerst looking to push up the ramp. Though you can see Gravity waiting in tow.
A huge amount of damage now coming in onto Blerst. Gravity doing a good job with these meteors. Blerst now trying to get aggressive.
Throwing in some detonators too, trying to early chip, and it's not seeming to work out really too well here for Blerst. ec.lip and Boop have both fallen. Flush Go-Go somehow is still staying alive. Even though it's been focused down, the heals have been able to come through.
They're still pushing the point.
Yeah, but it's gonna fall back down the ramp anyway.
Yeah, he pushed it. He pushed it a really good distance though. I mean, if the thing is right, you can stem the bleeding of it returning quite quickly, and it doesn't return as fast as it does progress. So, although yes,
that'd be weird if it did.
Yeah, when double speed. Okay, so they're going for an interesting flank here. So they're basically spreading it out, but Gravity are doing a great job of like so see, they're trying to draw pressure away from the point to give, I think that is Nalwick a time on the point. He is going to survive though, meaning this is going to basically be a fight going in their way.
How did that just work out for them? How the hell did he just sneak onto the payload with 3 people around him and continue to push it up? The thing is, it's 7 meters left to go. You see Stody has to try to contest it the best he can. He's going to be able to touch it in the nick of time, but I don't know for how long, and that's going to be it. Blerst are going to be able to complete here, where previously they just beat the 4-meter mark, and now Gravity, the pressure's on them. And on another person in particular here.
Honestly, that was a great play from Blerst at the very end.
I don't know how it worked.
Well, no, what they did is
they saw the 3 people flank. Yeah. They saw the 3 people go really deep.
Yeah.
And then they saw the payload move, and it's like,
baited them. Well, that's the thing. Like, they baited them. Like, Blerst basically baited them.
I don't think people at home want to see me twitch.
No. So they baited them down the right-hand side of the map. They said, okay, we're going to play super aggressive behind you.
They didn't even get baited, though. It's not like they, like,
no, you can see that. Yeah, they did. You could see Gravity start to move away from the point and actually moving to start engaging for Blerst, who were flanking. There was actually only 1 member left to try and deal with the person on the point, and Nillywick was able to actually beat them in a 1v1, which basically meant Gravity then were like, okay, we need to turn back and help. And then as they did that, Blerst started coming in from behind them and cleaned up. But
why would you not send 4 to attack the payload then? Because now the objective's not
They didn't realize. I just think they didn't realize, and it's in those positions where you need that needs to be a very specific call out, and your team need to respond at 1. They can't be just.
I mean,
like,
we can see the mini map.
Exactly. Yeah. We can see it from here, which is very clean and very blatantly obvious that okay, he's going for a flank. This is a very clear diversion.
Should we put Oculus's on and cast PR?
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been questioning about casting something on a treadmill, running, and as like the game gets closer to finishing.
In game.
No, just in general, and as like the game's getting close to finishing, the treadmill speeds up.
Oh, okay.
I'm casting final moments while running at full sprint. That would be tough.
That would be.
I can't run.
So, looking now, okay, so Gravity basically going, okay, cool, we're just gonna push this straight away, win the first fight, pretty dominating initial capture there. It looks like they're gonna be pushing this up to the first point without contention.
We got a comment.
Derval, yeah, Derval switching it over now.
I don't know how I feel. Well,
also, Blerst basically waiting till the very last second here to get aggressive. Looks like they're going to go for it now. Lots of damage coming in from both sides. Derval going very low. He can pull back, though, and do damage from range. The rest of Blerst, however, going down pretty quickly. Nillywick last man alive. They're going to eventually take him out. And this will be moving on to the first point in very, very quick fashion. If they can keep this speed up, it could be good.
They can just hear the excitement in your voice. Desperation to keeping up this pace. If they could just keep it up.
Keep it up. Yeah. That said,
Blerst is able to come in.
Yeah. Trade there.
Actually going to continue to aggress here, and Boop comes in with a nice little double. I think it's the man advantage on the actual payload. They actually forced the rest of Gravity back. So finally the bleeding has been halted for now.
Yeah.
Gravity have looked damn good though for the first minute and a half of this map 4.
Yeah, Blerst are very kind of grouped up here, but when you're running Meteors, it's very difficult to actually fight this. Okay, so 2 members of Gravity have gone all the way behind, going for a very long-range flank, but they're going to catch a member off guard, but so does Blerst. This is now going to be both sides trying to consolidate and take them out. But yeah, Blerst looks like they've got a lot of damage here. This is a bit of a messy fight. Boop now doing a huge amount of damage, and he's going to take out the remaining members of Gravity by himself.
3 minutes and 20 seconds left before they get to the next checkpoint if they can. Oh, Nilewic's actually chasing. Like you see the heals coming through. He's actually playing very safe, trying to hide behind the corner. Actually, it was baits in a player. That was Boop getting extremely low.
Payload mobilized.
Yeah, so Gravity going to have to now get through this. Blerst is doing a great job of holding from this high tunnel, and I mean, Gravity just aren't able to get up there and deal with it without getting collapsed on. Like, another kill coming through, another 2 kills coming through onto Gravity, 3! And this is going to be another dominating hold from Blerst.
Payload returning.
I said it. I said it right. Blerst.
Yeah, you're there. You're there. We got it. We got there eventually. But Gravity now, they're starting to run out of time. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left.
Yeah, they need to find a way of breaking this deadlock. Like, they need to either get up high and try and deal with this in the tunnels, but the problem seems to be Blerst have got like a very specific game plan of how to deal with this. Looks like Gravity are now going to go for this, but Blerst are reading this and getting aggressive. They're going to be punishing this straight away. Oh, huge group of Blerst players, though, is going to allow for a lot of damage to come through from Gravity. Some detonators as well coming in.
They have 4. Gravity have 4 detonators. And they have
oh my god, I didn't see that.
So if they're not able to finish the fight instantly, then they're not going to win the fight. I don't know if that's something they just changed to or something I just noticed. But they don't have the ability to outlast Blerst in terms of
that's also my bad. I didn't notice that either. So I think
we're a 2-man team.
We're now, yes, this is going to be Blerst getting super aggressive. 2 men going really far wide, and that's going to be 2 people going down. Gravity needs to keep this man advantage, though. Lego going low is going to get taken out, which leaves a 2v1, allowing them to hopefully push this onto the final point.
You got to contest it, or you're going to run out. He's put out the wish.
3 minutes and 4 seconds. This is, again, a similar time that we've looked at for this last point. Gravity have now got their detonators coming up off of cooldown, though, meaning that they will have a aggressive fight coming up.
So Blerst have to stay spread out then.
Yeah, they really need. They can't be grouping up too much, but unfortunately, this point really does promote that kind of play and holding this. But aggressive pushes from Blerst are going to lose a man very early on. Gecko also going down in exchange for Flush. Oh, some huge! I think it was a meteor shot coming on to Gravity though from Blerst is going to take out 2 members. And this will be, I believe, Stokey going down as well. Oh, no, he gets the kill! This is a 1v1 now. Meteor 1v1. This is what a Meteor 1v1 looks like, by the way.
Detonator comes through as the rest of the team's going to charge in.
Oh, no, he needs to get
off. He gets him. But it's actually going to cost him his life as he pushes up too aggressively. Either Lego's going to fall, and it's still down to a 3-on-3.
I think this works out in Gravity's favor here, because this is 1 man left alive. Oh, the insta-heal coming in through from a teammate is going to bring him back up to almost full.
Yeah, Flush has switched over to the healing grenade. He switched away from Detonator, so I have 3 left here for Gravity. Thing is, Blerst is going to have the respawn, so they're still not going to get the ramp cleanly. Yes, the payload will get to the ramp.
Gravity are also very split up at the moment. Like, this is not... Unless they're going to look for a side play coming in here, this is going to be difficult, because if Gravity lose a member, this is going to be not too difficult for Blerst to mop up with how separated Gravity are. Oh, booped, huge amount of damage coming in on him. Looks, oh, he will be going down, and Lego, so this is actually, sorry, Gecko, then Nillywick, and Lego, last man left alive, is eventually going to go down after trading with Flush. So this is looking like a pretty quick push to the very end here. There's potential 1 additional hold coming out from Blerst. They're going to have to basically run straight for the point. But this is where you're in a danger zone. They need to wait and buy as much time for their teammates to come in. But unfortunately, you're going to have a Mamba going down, a second going down from Bolo. Gecko survives, and that will be a hold.
But Boop actually, I think it was like the sacrificial lamb there. He gets finished off immediately, but somehow the confusion buys him some time. Gravity have been unsuccessful in capturing the point. And now we see them with 1 minute and 40 left.
So we've got 2 detonators, or 3 detonators now, 3 heals and an insta-heal from Gravity, and you've got 3 heals, a stun grenade, and a detonator from Blerst. So this is really going to come down to who has more of an effective use of this. This looks like this could be the final push. So, an early pick coming out, but it looks of it almost onto Stoti. There's lots of team damage coming out onto Blerst, so they're popping the heals. Oh no, this is a huge amount of damage coming out. Detonators now being used. Looks like members are dropping for both teams. Lego and Boop also going down. 1 member left for Blerst. This looks like it could be Gravity pushing this onto the final point, and that will be the last man standing, meaning that Gravity will push this on to the last point and actually successfully cap it this time.
And with 1 minute and 2 left to go here, Blerst finished with more time on the board, but at least Gravity finished nonetheless. It was definitely a close call for them, especially with the last-ditch effort we saw at a Blerst.
Yeah.
But they did it.
Yeah.
I mean, at least they completed.
Yeah. It would have been rough to get it to the very end there and not get it past that last point as well, because I mean that was exactly what happened last time. But I think there was a little bit, there was more time on the clock here, and both teams seemed to have more of a decisive answer as to how they were going to respond to the defense. So yeah, both sides doing a great job. We're basically going to be setting up now for the overtime essentially to see how far these teams can get it.
Thoughts on the coordinators?
The pun?
The coordinator.
The coordinator.
The quad detonators?
Quad detonators. Oh,
coordinator?
I think it worked. Yeah, I think that that aggressive response, because, okay, looking how Blerst have played these games, especially even the defense, I think Blerst actually recognized it and responded to it, but reading it,
Sorry, who?
Blerst, you want to use those detonators to punish those two-man stacks, because as soon as you see the two-man stack coming to you, you just very lightly throw the detonator in the direction they're coming through, and then just wait for them to pass through it, and then you just pull the trigger, and boom, their health's almost completely gone.
I almost hope Blerst loses this just so we cast him again, so I just get to hit you more.
Caster abuse.
Deliver the payload.
All right, so Blerst on the attack, they do have about, what, 40 to 45 seconds extra compared to Gravity. Really not too much time, to be honest, with how we've seen these games go so far.
Yeah, based on how...
4 detonators again at Gravity, by the way.
Yeah, based on how both teams have played this in terms of when we saw both of them trying to get past this initial choke.
Wait, no, I'm going to stop you here because I want you to look through Blerst's lineup, their loadout, what they have. They have a stun grenade, 2 detonators, a healing grenade. They even have a massive mix-up in terms of weapons.
Yeah, this is a bit of a mixed bag from them. I don't think it's working out particularly well. Boop's now going to go down very... This is a really staggered fight coming out as well, meaning that the respawn time is going to be very delayed, so it's going to be quite some time before Blerst can actually get back onto this as a full 4-man squad. Looking at how both teams have held this initial point, actually Gravity have done a better job on this first point, both through pushing through it and also defending it.
Wow. They got out of the tunnel.
Yeah, and as well.
They lost a player before they even got the engagement.
Yeah, so it's going to basically be 2 players left with Blerst. Gravity now doing a great job of holding this again. Blerst just trying to push the point, and they're going to... This is where they're going to start dropping members over and over again. Detonator coming out, and another member goes down. Not a single death on Gravity's side this entire round so far. Finally, a kill coming through from Blerst. Gecko trading out for Ducky, but I think they now just realize, let's just play this man advantage game. We've got a better spawn than they have. Let's just keep trading kills. But the Meteors, and this position, especially from Derbil has done a huge amount of damage in this round, so this is basically Blerst's final push. 17 seconds left on the clock. Gravity trying to give away a little bit of a pressure here. That said, they're going to be punishing and getting
let's
kills.
start moving at least. But that should be all she wrote, though, as they lose on all their players. So they're going to get about 42 meters in. And we're going to see Gravity now with about 1 minute 2 left to respawn to see if they can beat out on that distance, too.
Yeah, so this will be interesting. I would argue that of all the teams in Echo for payload map for this situation, Blerst will probably be the best at dealing with this, because they will go into this last minute with a very clear, we need to stop them. We need to stop them for 2 fights, ideally. So we need to pick a specific strategy and a build that's going to do that, and they will be very aggressive with that. From Gravity's perspective, you almost have to predict what they're going to come out with at this point. It's going to be very, very hard, because if you get it wrong, you lose the first fight, you're down to 1 fight, and you basically then have to switch and adapt to that instantly, because you can't wait a second. You can't, like, switching loadouts even, that's a couple of seconds. You need every single second for these 2 fights.
That's true. We're about 20 seconds away before we hop into this. It looks like Blerst is going to be running the double detonators, double healing grenades, 3 Novas, and a Meteor.
Yeah, so this is what I mean. They're going to go for a super aggressive build here, trying to get on top of them.
So is Gravity, though. Because they have 4
This could be just a complete switch of both sides trying to get aggressive on the other. Maybe a joust, they hit heads in the middle, and we'll see who wins from there.
Well, it's definitely going to be explosive nonetheless, I feel like, because all the detonators.
Yeah. Literally.
But anyways, here we go. We have a person pushing up the payload while the other 3 players try to scout out some information. And actually, look at Blerst. They immediately hop directly on top of this, trying to actually funnel them into the choke. Lego's going to fall. The thing is, Blerst, if you lose this fight, you've lost the map, and we're going to be going to a map 5. But they've been able to win out the fight. Yeah. They're able to hold. 1 minute and 10 left to go here for Gravity now.
That was a successful hold, but that was so quick. The Gravity going to be able to get back on this straight away and keep pushing it.
And Blerst have to wait for a respawn.
Yeah, exactly. They're actually not going to be pushing it. Okay, they are going to start pushing it now. Blerst, okay, so you can see Blerst have actually sent a man back to recruit and recover their 4th member. Oh, they're going to be trying to push now, trying to punish this
on the side! Lone Gecko comes in! He goes down, but the damage he's done is good. 45 seconds left to go, and Blerst is going to be able to wipe out Gravity again. That was an amazing flank, because Blerst, so you said, like, they sent a second player back, and they immediately rushed this down. But Lone Gecko, who we saw in Dyson have it not work out in his favor a couple of times, trying to get aggressive with the flanks, he catches them completely off guard, and is able to hold again. So we're going to basically the last solidified attack here out of Gravity.
Yeah, Gravity need to take this now. They're basically popping healing very quickly. starting to get super aggressive. I think there was a detonator coming in from Gravity very early on. Boop going low, not getting taken out. Derbil going low, then Flush Go-Go also goes down. This is now a 2 versus 3.
They need to die if they're going to do anything. They have to die and just...
Oh, a kill going out. Lego now going down. Ducky, last man left alive. This is a 1v1. Whoever wins this will basically lock this map in.
No, not yet, not yet. They're going to have a chance to push it overtime. He needs to stay alive. Well, Gecko, just back off. What are you doing?
This overtime, like, they have to keep a single man on this point.
Yeah, but your team's fighting 3v4 now because you just died. You should have backed off and waited for the respawns to come back through.
I feel like Gravity almost need to get aggressive at this point and go chase them. Like, they're going to be coming to them. They need to basically wait. But plus, oh no, kills coming in from Gravity. Heals coming up. And that will be a successful push from Gravity.
It says Team 2, isn't that? Oh, yeah, Team 2's on the left, as I can see on our screen.
Yes.
I don't. So I just praise Lone Gecko for his flank, and then he just stays around too long in the payload for the 1v1.
That was so close.
If he backed away, they could have had a 4-man push onto the payload.
That, like...
Also, just throw 4 detonators on the payload. If that's the thing, in overtime, they have to send the payload, right?
Yeah.
They're too high, they're too low. You're probably going to kill the people there.
To some extent, almost the speed of the kills that Blerst got in that final round
punished them.
Actually allowed Gravity for 3 attempts, not 2. Because we were saying, okay, those 2 attempts, they needed every second. But actually, the fights were so quick and those kills were so decisive, which is a great thing usually. It actually allowed Gravity for 3 respawns. And if that last respawn for those 2 members that got onto the point after Ducky was in that 1v1 situation, if Blerst had, that last man had taken Ducky out, that would have been game. That would have been it. But...
Would it have, though? Because it would have been a 1v2 on payload still.
No. The 2 members respawned, right? Those 2 members of Gravity that came in at the very last second to make it a 3v1.
There was a 2v1, and then it turned on to a 1v1, and then
the 2 members recovered from Gravity, yeah.
And then the respawns were already on the way.
Yeah, but if those respawns hadn't been on the way, I think that he could have drawn that fight out, basically. That 1v1 fight, he could have potentially drawn that out long enough. And because if Ducky...
Well, he tried, but he died.
Yeah, no, exactly. But I think if the player you're fighting has to also contest an objective, it makes your job twice as easy. Because you can basically fight him because you know he cannot let go of that objective, because as soon as he does, they lose.
But they weren't in overtime yet.
They weren't. It was coming up to that, though. Yeah. It was like a second left, so that's the thing. But you kind of have to hold on to it at that point. But... we are going to see Gravity pulling it back at the very last second at the final hour on the 4th map.
Stop smiling.
I'll try. But we're going to the 5th game. I'm too honest.
I can see chat right now. Bias caster.
I try to be as unbiased as possible. I mean, both
Twitter handle last week was like Team Gravity JR.
Oh yeah, that's a non-existent Twitter handle.
Yeah, but I mean,
yeah,
Team Gravity. Yeah, but we're going to Dyson.
We're seeing some great games here. Like Blerst and Grav both going back-to-back. Really, really close matches. Blerst. I said Blerst. You were waiting. You were waiting again.
You said Blast so many times.
I know.
I'm holding it back for one big punch.
Okay, all right.
That's it.
I'm just going to have a black eye from this, aren't I?
I didn't say I was going to punch you in the face.
Okay.
There's a rule between commentators. You know, if you ever have a disagreement, you don't hit anywhere here.
Okay, all right.
But anything,
I'm not sure I believe
anything below the face is okay.
Okay, all right.
Just punch you right in the nipple. So we're thinking about Dyson.
Yeah,
we're thinking about Gravity's little, we'll let you take the point, then we'll attack and take it back from you, then we'll let you have it, and then we'll attack and take it back from you. We saw Blerst try to adapt a little bit, a very little bit, by trying to get the aggression turned away from the point to being off the point.
Yeah.
But in the end, it did not work out well here for Blerst. So my question is, are Gravity continue to play the map the same way, or are we going to see Blerst finally adapt and change things up? Maybe run a Comet this time to punish them from a different angle?
Blerst have looked a lot more confident in these last 2 rounds. I mean, even in that one where they lost it, I felt like, especially if you look at the combustion map...
They did look really iffy on the first payload run-through and the first Dyson run.
Yeah, exactly. But their confidence seems to be there now. Even in the loss, they had game plans, they had a strategy. You could see them implementing it in the way they wanted to. Yeah. There were times where they either team got outplayed, like Blast completely outplayed Gravity, and they like Blerst. It happened the other way around. So it's one of those that I feel like their confidence, based on the last 2 games, is in a good position if they were to try and come back and contest this Dyson map compared to where they were last time.
I just hope their confidence isn't hit from that last one.
Yeah, that was rough. I mean... They
defended that payload, the first push, when it was about to finish.
Well, there is something you've got to remember as well. When it comes down to the pressure of this, obviously you've got both sides who are you've got pros on either side. You have, but you also have, you've got Blast, who have a lot of players that are also competing in Echo Arena. So in terms of the pressure for you to get to this LAN event, they have 2 chances technically. You not only 2, you actually have 3, because you've got this game. which you're competing in now. Well, actually 4, really. You've got this game, you've got the next one if you go down, but then you've also got ec.lip.se. If you get through that first round, you've got your first chance in that the upper qualifier or upper final, and then you've got
if you win the
first one, yeah, and then following on from that, you then have another chance in lower. So technically, some of these players will have up to 4 opportunities. Now, that's not necessarily the same for Gravity, so you can see how the pressure in this situation would hit Gravity members a lot more than it would Blerst, if you think about like kind of what they've got coming up. So I can feel the confidence of Blerst kind of and the calm and focus coming in from them, and you can see that you've seen that growing over the last couple of matches. I still think Gravity like has been a bit shaky. Like even when they've had the like well executed strategies, they've had like some moments of like builds. Well,
they're running 4 detonators again, so they are going to let Blerst take the point, and they're going to come in with meteors.
Maybe they're going to try and hold on to it now, though. Maybe that's the deal. They're going to try and hold on to it.
Really?
So they're pushing that. So yeah, so they're basically trying to do damage from range at open. Lego going very low.
Strategy so far is destroy the shield.
I'm wondering if the change in their strategy might be from the next play that's going to happen. Ooh, an interesting meteor shot. Not going to quite connect, unfortunately. Looks like they are going to be doing enough damage. Ooh, that was close. Lego actually is going to be able to get a good flank on. However, he's going to get taken out, and this will be a Gravity hold. Now, my question is, based on their loadout switch to detonators, are they actually going to sit on the point now? Are they gonna hold on to it more?
I think they're just using it to throw more explosives on the point when they let them take it.
Okay, maybe they're just using it to get more aggressive because they need those
meteors and detonators, everything being thrown.
Yeah, that's just a lot of damage in a very big range. Oh, but a really quick push coming in from Blerst is going to actually convert and get a kill on Ducky. Gecko also getting taken out though in the ensuing fight.
If Blerst get any damage on you while you're sieging the retake, then that damage sticks unless you're gonna pop the heals.
Yeah, it does.
And you're limited to the amount of heals you have, so you have to be very careful to not take too much damage when it comes to the siege. And the siege is so far working out here for Blerst. So I was saying that as they lose 2-3 players.
Well, although they're running detonators, they're also running 3 heals. So yes, you won't get that insta heal, so you won't get that instant kick in health, but you will get that kind of long running heal. And Gravity have been very good at staggering these and making use of the full range of their heals. So making sure it's one after the other, and not all at the same time. So we're seeing another aggressive push here coming in from Blerst. Again, basically equal control at this point. Gravity now rotating to look and try and pressure this from the open space as they have done over and over again.
Boop going better. Look at it. They have 3 people in the tunnels, so they're not actually getting punished as heavily, or shouldn't be getting punished as heavily when it comes to the siege. They are going to get the 1 kill they need onto Lone Gecko, though, so unfortunately Blerst is not going to be able to contest this one. They're just going to back up, wait for the reads. Actually, no, they're going in kind of... Wait, what?
I mean, this is the kind of downside of the Gravity build, is that you're running 3 Meteors and a Nova. If anyone tries to fight you at range and they're free-floating, that is like the worst position to try and fight that enemy team. Seeing a super aggressive push here coming in from Blerst. It's going to be converting kills, and that will basically be a full team wipe. Blerst able to take this now, and on a pretty convincing wipe as well. They're going to try and chase back the remaining member of Gravity, which will be Ducky, going back into the tunnels, looking to reset. He's now pushing out again. He's got a little bit of a... Can't get caught here, so he has to be a little bit careful, but he can do some scouting, get into a good position. He is the one remaining member running a Nova as well, so he is the person that's supposed to be executing a lot of these kills. But yeah, we're seeing a lot of damage coming in. Insta-heal grenades, though, bringing Blerst back up to full. Slowing this congestion.
Have the longevity with the amount of healing they have. They should be able to survive for a long time, as long as they don't just get by double shots.
Detonators now coming in. A lot of low members. Ducky basically doing what he needs to do with the Nova, cleaning up a lot of those kills. And yeah, you're seeing a full wipe, but...
So why is Gravity doing this? Are they not confident to be able to just hold the point outright?
I think that seems to be what Blerst's strength is. Like, aggressing onto a point that's currently being contested. I mean, you've seen the aggression of their players.
Like, in a straight line against you. The detonators, the stun grenades, like, everything would just destroy that.
Yeah, I feel like...
Yeah, again, straight through, straight line.
Yeah, you've seen Ducky going very low. A lot of damage coming in now. This is really the final fight, though. So if Gravity can do what they've been trying to do with a lot of these, which is slowly hold it, slowly, and it looks like they're going to get a kill very early on. Flush going down very low. The damage coming in onto Gravity, though, is big. Gecko going low, so is Nilly. Insta-heal grenade coming in. Not enough, though. Nillywick and Lone, and that will be a full wipe on Blerst, meaning that Gravity will take this point. I think that could be it with the spawn, with the high spawn retimers now.
Well, let's see. I think
respawn time is
Boop
words.
trying to come in, no chance. I think it's now Vicky had a heal. He still had a heal to use there, he didn't pop it.
Blue squad
Yeah, I
victory.
think
It was like basically the last fight,
you're
win
right.
or lose.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't actually use it.
I think Gecko actually did pop, or I think it might have been He might have actually, because I saw an insta-heal grenade coming out from Blerst at the very end there. I think that might have been actually Nillywick, meaning that rather than pop his normal heal, he just basically went for the insta-heal grenade. He used it, but yeah, he could have used both. I do think in those fights though as well, you're kind of, without looking, because there's a very specific indicator on your arm for when your tactical's back up, it can be very easy to miss that.
I would hit every button.
Oh yeah, exactly.
In the last fight,
That's also panicking, right? You don't want to do that because you want to be very like, okay, I need to make sure all my movements are perfect in this fight. So
if you don't use it, do you lose it? And yeah, that's the answer. Yeah, you do.
Yeah. Got to make use of those tacticals, everyone. Don't forget you got those tacticals up, especially in these big fights at the very end.
I'm not saying it necessarily would change the tide of how that round finished, but I mean it's a big thing to have up, big tactical to have up to use.
This that said, this is a risky play style from Gravity, right? They are basically giving away possession and running it into this last fight, which it seems to be every round they've won playing like this has been because it's been down to one fight at the very end. It's been the same fight every time. That's the thing.
I like it. I don't like it. I like it because it's unique, but I don't like it because I feel like Blerst are just not being smart in countering it. Or actually, I think Gravity are at the same rate. Gravity are not really being smart in terms of like they could hold the point when they're just rushing you in a straight line. Like there's so much damage you can do.
Oh,
Speaking of damage, they've been able to do it yet again here. Now Vic's gonna follow. Gecko's gonna quickly follow thereafter.
I think what you're saying is
5% go.
I think what we're saying with both the strategies that both teams are using, there is the ability for both teams to punish with it significantly, but neither team are really doing it.
They're not like adapting their sticking to their strategy every time. And I mean,
and they could, either team could stomp at this point. Yeah, either team could like really go out. And yeah, you're seeing it again, basically straight onto the point, running through.
I feel like it's like a 60-40 in favor of Gravity because like they win 60% of the time, Blerst win 40% of the time. Yeah, Blerst will get the point, but Gravity always seem to fight it back and take it.
Yeah, so I mean, based on how quickly you saw those regaps coming through from Blerst, actually, I think it could also be the a lot of damage now coming in though. That I think it was the Nova and Meteor combo coming up for the front range of Gravity are actually doing enough damage to convert this again. And this is actually the first time Gravity, I think, have been able to successfully execute this in the way they want to, because the possession hasn't gone up a great deal from Blerst, but they're now back in control again. So I think this is what the ideal version of this could look like.
Right.
We just haven't necessarily seen that execution because Blerst have done such a good job of holding it to the time of that, yeah. So I don't know, but yeah, again, you're just seeing a rinse and repeat for Blerst.
This is like, again, I like it because it's unique, but I hate it because they're not changing their play in the middle of the game. They're just literally doing the same thing over and over and over again, hoping it works out differently. And it seems like Gravity have their number when it comes to Dyson. They just seem to know how to play against this. They seem to know how to deal with Blerst. And Blerst, again, they're just losing players left and right. You see Idlego's down low, Gecko's gonna fall, Boop's low on HP. And Gravity looking to get to about 60-70% here on this next little control.
So Gravity are now like gaining about 15% for each one of these rotations now, which I think is where they really want to be. That's kind of the purpose of this. So ideally, you basically you stop them from gaining points, and then you gain points yourself because you're winning decisive fights, whereas they're not. You're allowing them to have it. Oh, so now they're switching up. Now they're getting super aggressive. So this is something that both teams must be expecting to come onto this. This must happen through this, but the course of this game. Devil going low, not going to be taken out.
Yes, the downside is if you don't make this attack work initially, there's still building up percent against you that you're not stopping.
Exactly. So yeah, so this is actually going to be the first full capture, I think, by Blerst, where it's like almost uncontested. The problem is Gravity are very staggered here. These extra kills, actually, Gravity are going to get these extra kills now, meaning it's actually a 4v2 coming onto this point. They take this, and this is going to significantly delay the next engage from Blerst.
And probably get Gravity about 95, 96%. And we're looking at basically last attack out of Blerst.
That doesn't mean anything at this point, really. I mean, look at the last time, 99% to 0. Yeah. So it's...
That was on combustion, though, wasn't it?
It was. So, I mean, Blerst going for the same attack. I mean, they can't really do anything else in this situation, but Gravity are now going to have to basically play this in the way they have. You can see Lego...
Nilevic might get caught off.
Oh, this initial poke.
How is he dodging so many shots without even looking at it?
You see a two-man boost coming out from Blerst on the left-hand side, but it doesn't quite work out, and this is going to be basically members free-floating. Oh, a lot of damage coming on to, I think it was Stoty at the very end, and as does Ducky. A kill coming on to Boop, though. This is huge. Two members of Blerst going low. Gecko now going down in exchange for Stoty. Nillywick going down, and that will be a full wipe. And Team Gravity...
Not done yet. Idlego. He's got to touch the point. Nah, he doesn't have a chance. And as we were about to say, Team Gravity... I wonder why you have a giant smile on your face.